Hello and welcome to... Why are you smiling already and laughing?
Just waiting, that's all.
Hello and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are here to discuss the ongoing adventures of the Traitors US Series 3.
You make them sound like the mystery team from Scooby-Doo.
Well, I feel like they are, actually.
Detective Inc. or whatever they're called. I suppose they are similar, I guess. They're trying to work out a mystery, aren't they?
And I would say that Tom is giving Scrappy Doo. Hello, I am Ben, and I am 100% faithful.
Good day, everyone, and hello, I am Alex, and I am, of course, your faithful companion.
You sure about that?
Yes, I am. It's a very awkward pause there. Like you were thinking.
Sorry.
Goodness. Ooh.
Just trying to
shiver
take
down
in,
my spine.
Just trying to take in episode 2 about what happened, because so much went on and it was just all...
I
There's a
know.
lot of names, there's a lot of people, there's 3 new players. Two of them weren't even on my list, so it's all just very crowded around that round table, and no one wanted to speak either. Did you notice that?
Well, until Bob piped up. Bob the drag queen piped up. But yeah, and the new, other than Boston Rob, whom we had already been introduced to in the last episode, the other two, you and I were both scratching our heads, weren't we? It was like, who are you? And I even said, maybe they've put 2 civilians in this year just for fun. But no, it was someone from The Challenge and someone from Big Brother.
It was another of the taking off the hoods and the camera focusing on them, and we were just...
And we're meant to go,
like,
wow, it's Wes from The Challenge. Isn't his beard mighty and red?
And Derek.
Oh, and Derek.
From Big Brother.
Big Brother.
And Rob's from Survivor. 3 gamers.
Yes, and they said straight from the beginning, let's have a pact, we'll work together. Never really mentioned again after they got into the house. They kind of had their little tour together when they got introduced into the game. But other than that, they kind of just played their own separate game. Apart from Derek's panic of who to give the shield to, because he was a bit like, I don't know what to do.
Even though Danielle literally said to him, I need the shield tonight, please, thank you, give it to me. And he was like, yeah. And then didn't give it to her. And then went up to her and told her who he gave it to, just to...
Yeah, really.
Rub it in.
Yeah.
So
which is a useful information. So then they know at
Mm.
least 2 of the people they gave the shield to.
Exactly.
So
Rob's a traitor.
Traitor, yes. Rob goes into the game as a traitor. However, that was the game.
It was.
Completely, right to know that it was the same game as the UK version. Wrong to think that they were going to get rid of one of the people straight away from the game.
Oh, no.
I said 2 of the people, actually. I said they're only going to bring in 1 person. But no, they want to bulk up the cast even more than it already is.
Yeah. No murder last episode either, so it's just all very...
No banishment, no murder. No, there was a murder. At the beginning of this episode, but yeah.
But like round that breakfast table, I'm sitting there and literally they were basically they were, the cliffhanger was which housewife has been killed.
Which is brilliant,
and like,
by the way.
Through the whole of the breakfast thing, I thought 2 of the housewives were already sitting there. And then at the end, they were like, oh yeah, none of them are here apart from Chanel. And it was like, sorry? I thought 2 of them were already there. I thought Robin was already there and I thought Dolores was already there.
But you knew when Iron...
But apparently not.
Iron or Chanel, whatever her name is, you knew when she arrived because she was and Wells was like, I'm sticking with her because she talks so much, it means that I don't have to talk. It's like, great, good plan. Eliminated. Can I just say early on in the game, I know we don't like housewives. Well, I mean, you hate them more than me, but they ganged up on the last series.
We didn't mind them last series. I can't remember her name, but the traitor one was all right, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was quite fun. But I love Iron or Ion, whatever her name
or
is.
Chanel. I've got Chanel written down in front of me on this thing, so I'm just calling her Chanel.
I've just remembered it. It's one of those kind of like names that you just kind of remember. I'm not even saying if I'm pronouncing it right, but I've noticed on the show they say Ion. So I do apologise if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. However, you know who I'm talking about, and I love you. Of course.
I mean, you have got
Look at your mother. Surviving.
She's still there.
I love her. You can get in touch with the show if you have any comments or thoughts about the US series. As you know, we're recording the first 5 episodes as a binge. So after episode 5, we'll be then reading out any comments you send to us. You can get in touch with us, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube and you can comment underneath the video by searching Faithful to the Traitors podcast. Don't forget to ring the bell, subscribe and like the video. You can also subscribe and follow us on any of your favourite podcast apps. It's a good way of making sure that you never miss an episode of any of the versions that we do.
Very important.
Very important.
Each one Don't go skipping straight to episode 6 of the US Traitors.
No.
You have to binge them all.
I mean, you could listen to us and not watch the US Traitors, but don't do it the other way around. Don't watch the US Traitors and then skip us to episode 6. That's just foolish. That's madness. We your mother. You can go to X at Traitors Podcast, Instagram at Faithful to the Traitors. If you like the podcast, don't forget to share us with your friends, but you can also help us build the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, where you can buy us some gold coins.
And make sure to add a comment, please, and your name.
Yes.
And you'll get read out for you.
Because it's an automatic say for pay, as we like to say, because if you put a comment to your it's not a subscription, but to your donation, then we will automatically read out the comment that you attach to that payment. So thank you very much to anyone who does.
Right then, so before we go any further, we do have our first murder of the series.
I know, and it's the one we didn't want it to be as well. Our red wine queen.
It was Dorinda. I forgot her name.
Dorinda. You keep calling her Dolores for some reason.
I know that's someone else, isn't it? Yeah, Dolores is another house.
Oh, there is a Dolores.
There
I
is.
thought you were linking it to Westworld.
So yeah, sadly our Dorinda is gone.
She is the mother I never had.
She's gone. Did you want to talk about her?
Not much to talk about, is there? We believe she had a red wine addiction.
She's from New York.
She mouthed off. She's from Housewives of New York.
Her worst nightmares came true with that letter on the table.
Absolutely.
Her worst fears.
Yes, she mouthed off quite a lot. She was very vocal after the game because she felt like that the people who were on the jetties were singled out. Pontoon, sorry, I don't know.
Around the traitor turret as well. Caroline didn't want to really kill her. She said it's a silly move.
She did.
Danielle kept being like, well, tell me why. And Caroline just mumbled off into non-sentences. And then obviously filming was going on for a bit too long. And she was just like, well, just kill her because I can't be bothered now. So
yeah, she
wanted to go to bed. So they killed her.
Bob the Drag Queen did mention that he said that the other two ladies weren't really made for late night discussions. He was living for it, but at the same time, it was like an argument kicked off straight away. Yeah, they were just arguing over how they should play the game because Danielle wanted to look 2 moves, 5 moves, 12 moves ahead.
20 moves.
20 moves ahead.
Yeah, Bob was thinking about the final fire bit.
Yeah.
And Caroline was just like, what's for breakfast
tomorrow?
Yeah.
I want melon.
But in a way, they were both right. Like, Caroline was right because when they did kill Dorinda, people were a bit like, well, that was a stupid... who was it? Wells said that was a weird move. It makes me think it was Gabby.
Well, so was it some weird move?
Well, that's what I mean. It's a bit of both. It was like, I think if you are being Danielle and thinking 5 steps ahead, it was a good move. If you're Caroline and you're thinking 1 step ahead, it's a good move.
It pointed the finger at Ivor the engine, don't forget. And that did translate later at the round table. It was brought up.
I think
it wasn't necessarily brought up by anyone other than another traitor, though, Bob the Drag Queen. So he was almost pushing the agenda they were trying to create in murdering Dorinda.
I've never seen 25 Americans be so quiet before.
Ooh, that's a nation of people turning off immediately. Don't upset Americans, especially right now. They're having the right time of it.
They were. It was a big day yesterday, wasn't it? At time of filming.
Let's not discuss that.
Day of history. Right.
Dorinda.
Dorinda is my name. She's a Real Housewife of New York City, 60 years old. Is known to Bravo viewers for her big personality and temper, which she brought to the series from 2015 all the way up to 2020.
She had a good 5-year stint, didn't she?
What's she been doing the past 5 years?
Drinking
red wine. Blushing her cheeks. She has since appeared on 2 seasons. Oh, here you go. Here's what she's been doing. She has since appeared on 2 seasons of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Trip.
Brilliant.
What is that? Is that like Coach Trip, but for Housewives on Bravo?
I imagine it's like The Simple Life. Don't you?
Do you not just rent a villa and they just have a holiday and they film it? They tax write-off, thank you.
They take 12 wives, put them in a villa, give them lots of wine to see there's a villa.
What else has she done? And she has also authored her debut memoir.
Oh, I have to read that.
Titled Make It Nice.
Ooh, 2023.
So there you go.
I'm going to have a look on Goodreads to see what they say about that. What's it called? Make It Nice?
Make It Nice. Yeah. By Dorinda
Nice.
Medley. It's her surname.
By Dorinda Medley. Here we go. 3.7.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. John rated it 2 stars. Like most Bravo memoirs, this was relatively slight. At about 200 pages, it barely even exists. So there you go.
200 pages of her 60-year life.
That's it.
How weird that it must be a thing that housewives have memoirs. How interesting.
I'd like a memoir. Wouldn't you like a memoir? I'd love a memoir of my life.
Yeah, I'm going to write my own.
I wouldn't have much to say. Mine would be even more slate than that. Mine would be like 10 pages.
Plus
I have
pictures.
a cat. He's a producer of my podcast.
I'd make a memoir picture book. I think that's what the
That's a
housewives
good
should
idea,
do.
actually. That could be a good little coffee table read, so you'll make more money from
It's a
it.
bit Kim Kardashian. That's what she did, didn't you? Or one of them did that, I think.
No, it was Kim Kardashian. That was literally a coffee table. So it was Dorinda who got murdered.
Yes.
However, it was between all the two other housewives, because the Traitors'
rid of the
plan
housewives.
is to get rid of the housewives because that would cause conspiracy. And again, the thought was pushed more by Danielle than any other faithful. But at the round table, but the idea is to make the faithful believe that a housewife was murdered because it was another housewife who's a traitor trying to knock them off the scent. Yes, deflect the scent. So Robin,
And I'm here for it because both series 1 and 2 of the US, I wanted to get rid of the housewives at earliest points.
yeah,
We're on track. So
we are on track. But in the
I'm
series,
happy.
in series 1 and 2, the housewives did team up a lot, but the other kind of franchises didn't. Have you noticed very much in this episode,
very
the Big
gamer.
Brother franchises are get hooking up and the Survivor franchise are hooking up, so much so that Derek deliberately Wes gave his shield to Jeremy because he wanted to be in on the Survivor group, because he said all the Survivor group all voted the same at the round table. So I feel like, again, this is where, God bless the American version, but where there's this pre-existing connection of them as they go into the game, that's going to translate into the game and kind of stops it being about finding traitors and being more about alliances, which the traitors isn't really about.
Yeah. And Caroline did say, because Danielle was like, thinking 20 steps ahead, and Caroline said, this isn't Big Brother, this is Traitors. It's not the same game. And she's right. It isn't the same game as Big Brother, and it's not the same as Survivor.
Our Queen Carolyn. Our Queen.
She knows what's up.
She is amazing.
So, they got rid of a housewife, and that was all good.
Got rid of the housewife, Bob the Drag Queen, and who's the other traitor?
Danielle.
Bob the Drag Queen and Danielle both cried at the breakfast table.
And what was that about?
Well, I don't
really
quite know,
weird.
but Carolyn kind of looked on thinking, do I cry? Do I show emotion? What do I do here? Like, I did enjoy that.
It was weird. Why was Bob crying? It was really like, I don't know. No one seemed to pick up on it or question it, but I thought it was really weird.
Not just Bob crying.
Because Bob is not a crying guy with a drag queen, you know what I mean?
I get that, but not just Bob crying, but also what's it? Oh my goodness, why can't I get names? Tom having a breakdown behind everyone, pacing back and forth, sweating. You could see the sweat marks under his arms. Like he was having a breakdown.
Great head of hair though.
Beautiful hair.
He needs to be in some shampoo commercials. But yeah,
Thick
he's
and lustrous.
He is just very alright. He's a bit like Caroline.
He's a bit like Caroline.
He's a bit like he can't
he's
sit
really
still.
on edge. It's
His
like
eyes are darting everywhere. I don't know what's going on with Tom.
when they brought Rob, Wes and Derek into the house, and Tom was one of the two that was doing the guided tour. It was him and Robin, I believe. Tom was like his face, like his hair was all out of, like he was completely broken. Like, and he was like, when he was giving his theories into like who he believed, he was like, his eyes were wild,
and he was like whispering, and it was just really.
This is what I think, and his eyes were like. Honestly, I think Tom's taking this a little too seriously. I worry for Tom's health and mental well-being right now, because I think he's genuinely taking this a little bit too far straight away. Vanderpump Rules, apparently.
I don't know what it is. Oh, it's about a restaurant, a sexy restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Saucy British beauty. What? British beauty. Lisa Vanderpump welcomes us behind the scenes of her Hollywood restaurant. Oh,
fan.
So what, is he a waiter or what? What's going on?
Yeah,
we'll find out later.
If he works in the restaurant industry, surely he should be used to like this very high pressured environment. Here he is not. He just proper
shakes his hair around, and
he doesn't shake his hair. He's jittery. I'm sure.
That's Scottish coffee.
I was going to say, maybe our coffee is too strong for him and he's just not used to it. Americans are used to more weaker but a lot of coffee, while the UK are like strong European coffee, very strong hit, but only occasionally. 1 in the morning and maybe 1 in the afternoon if you're feeling like a little perk.
So we had the mission then, where we were introduced not just to Rob, but we were also introduced to the beauties of Wes and Derek as well.
Wes the challenge, Derek Big Brother.
Yes. Derek knows Danielle.
Yep.
Wes knows the who does he know? He doesn't know anyone, does he? But he was like, I don't know anyone, but they all know me. 'Cause I'm amazing.
Well, he kind of seemed to know some of the people from Survivor, so I don't know if there's a crossover at some point of that one.
Oh, probably in series 89 or something.
No doubt.
Challenge the survivors or something stupid.
Danielle and Derek also
in Las Vegas.
spin
spin-off.
Here's the slots. Danielle and Derek both seem to have an immediate adverse reaction against Brittany as well. So Brittany seems to be a little bit singled out because Danielle and Derek also have a discussion about starting their own Big Brother group, but not including Brittany.
She was saying a lot of weird, stupid things this episode, Brittany. I feel like she's not.
Well, she was singling
Is she
herself
known
out
as like
little.
a brilliant Big Brother player because she's not very good? I don't think she's doing too good on this so far.
Danielle and Derek both think that she's a traitor. And that's why I said that they both want to kind of like get someone else in their group so they can kind of gang up against Brittany.
Because Danielle was like filling Derek in and she was like, the reason I'm still here.
Filling him in.
Like round the bar, she was like, the reason I'm still here because me and Danielle have rivalry. So the traitors are keeping me in to frame Brittany or the other way around or whatever. So yeah. But all the time, Danielle's a traitor.
Yes.
So Derek can't trust no one. So so they had to collect coins around the trees, bash things, throw leaves in their hair. Tom was filming a shampoo commercial.
Yep.
Plop things in and like basically when the 3 people came down in their cage, then they can give a shield to someone.
Yeah,
and they enter the game.
So there wasn't the whoever isn't brought down from the cage doesn't join the game. It was very much whoever doesn't come down doesn't give out a shield, but all 3 were in the game. Yes. But that didn't
Even
really...
though there was 5 minutes left and they were like, one of them was like a quarter full and then 5 minutes later they were all at the bottom. But
again, we've talked about the editing of the games in the past.
Time is a mysterious concept.
And it's funny how they always have just about 3 seconds left when they're just about to finish the game. They couldn't have done it in the last one because they were so obviously blatant the way they came back early. They all went straight for Rob because they all wanted to kiss his ass because they decided that because there was a betrayal in episode 1, they all needed to start making
especially
up to Rob.
Dylan. Zac Efron's brother, everyone.
Yes.
He was very like, oh, hi Rob. Drop. I'm Dylan, by the way, Zac Efron's brother.
Hi. Hey,
I do crunches in my hotel room, my top off. Yeah, and Rob was just like, well, none of this is working on me, so.
I mean, if everyone's doing it, then there's no one's going to stand out and be the kiss ass, are they? So Rob just had a moment of feeling like he was the most special person in the
Wes
world.
was pretty much the last one to be picked.
No, I was a bit surprised by that. I would have, over Derek, I would have chosen Wes because I think Wes would have been better at the games.
He did say
that's
that,
just
didn't
my
he?
personal opinion.
He did say I'm good at... who was it? It was
Ion.
Chanel. Yeah. Ion. She was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Are you on MySpace?
She wanted the resume of each and every one of them, didn't she? Until she put a coin
all he
in.
said was, I'm good at games. He said, oh, great. And then she just gave it. And like that was literally...
halfway through the game.
Yeah, over halfway. Was that her first coin after like 40 minutes?
Again, I think it was just the edit.
I
hope that Iron had collected more coins than just 1 in 10 minutes. Yeah. But who knows?
1. She
is the mother that we never had. So that's...
She's the mother that survived.
She's the survivor.
She is. So
her kids didn't think she would, but she did it.
So we got all 3 into the game, 3 more names, and Rob is a traitor.
Yes, oh my goodness, we must remember that Rob's going into the game as a traitor. Wes and Derek are going in as faithful. Obviously, they don't know each other, what they're each going in as, so that makes it still a mystery between those 3 as well as the main faith or the main group. The traitors don't even know that they're getting a 4th traitor either. Interestingly, 4
Danielle
traitors.
Wants to get rid of him, doesn't she?
Yes, at the round table.
She wants to
at
murder
the turret.
him.
Later on, there's a discussion also with Bob the Drag Queen as well, something he says, which is quite telling. 4 traitors to start the game, essentially, because we're only in episode 2. That's a lot of traitors to begin.
Well, there's a lot of people.
A lot of fish to shoot in a barrel. So... I genuinely wonder if the 3 OG traitors, that's just for want of a better word, will gang up on Rob. Because as you say, Danielle wants to get rid of him already. And before Boston Rob joined the group, Bob the Drag Queen said that he was worried that the newbies were going to start dominating the game now they've been introduced. Then enter Boston Rob after he said that. That's going to immediately make Bob the Drag Queen and possibly the other 2 think to themselves, well... this irritates me. We need to get rid of him first. They could as well.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
could. But Danielle also does think Caroline's a weak link. I think she doesn't trust her as a traitor. So
I don't know where that's come from though, because Caroline really didn't show anything to show that she was showing herself up. I said show 3 times.
She wants
there.
to go to bed and not bother discussing who to kill.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's
She's tired.
If Danielle that makes Danielle choices with Bob even easier. So they might as well just let her get on with it.
Yeah.
And she's not acting out of place within the group. She's her normal,
Her acting suspicious
erratic
is
self.
normal.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
perfect. Right, so because we've got a traitor, then we do have to do a
What's your name and where do you come from?
Boston Rob.
Boston Rob sandwich.
The sandwich
Foot
from
long.
Subway. Special offer.
The 49-year-old TV personality, also known as by fans as Boston Rob,
Oh, I'll start calling him Rob then.
became a prominent contestant on Survivor. He has appeared in 6 seasons.
Of course he has. Of course he bloody has.
After making his debut in the show's 4th season in 2002.
I'm just reading the list.
Do you
Carry on.
not think, like, after 20 years, like, you were in a show in 2002, do you really still want to be doing Survivor in 2020? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that
But
not too
again,
much work and effort? And
Does
it's just
this
like,
not indicate to like people who watch the show that this person is being paid to go into the show? So it takes away the kind of because they
Point
must
of
be
it.
if they're doing 6 seasons of it. Because I'm reading the list here.
Right, don't lead my thing.
Oh, sorry, I thought
Where
you
he
finished.
placed 10th in Series 4 in 2002. He later then returned for the show's 8th, 20th, 22nd, and 40th season.
Madness.
See, between the 8th and the 20th, his career must have been booming. And then he was like, I better go back. So he did 20th, 22nd, career booming again. Then wait to the 40th, I better go back.
And they wonder why streaming services are doing so popular. Although this is on Peacock, so I suppose you can't
In
really argue.
2019, he then returned to the island to act as a mentor to any new players.
Oh, for goodness
What's the point of a mentor?
sake, what is the point of a mentor?
Double cross.
They've reached 40 seasons without needing the use of a mentor. Now we're at a mentor. Why not?
Yeah.
Kate's the mentor of bloody Traitors US, isn't she? Think about
comes in
it.
as a mentor.
That was after episode series 2.
Still yet to be murdered, Kate, so she can keep coming
She
back.
can see coming back.
He's additionally competed on The Amazing Race twice with
Course she
his
has.
wife, Amber, where they placed 2nd and then 8th. So I don't know what that means. Have they been on multiple series of The Amazing Race?
Yes, 2nd and 8th.
Oh, yeah, twice. Yeah, sorry. I thought one came 8th and one came 2nd or something.
No, they play together.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a
I
bit
don't
like
watch
Race
it.
Around the World in the UK, that series.
So there you
I-
go. That's Rob, everyone.
I know we say this every year when this American Traitors, but it does baffle me how in America you can build a career in reality television. It just baffles me.
And here we are making a podcast talking about them.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. We're making a career out of talking about the people who are making a career out of it. But it's just crazy. Absolutely funny. Funny.
So yeah, Boston Rob has joined the game as a traitor. Not sure I really trust him or particularly overly like him yet. I feel he's a bit slimy. And like,
He's not grown on me.
No,
I'll have to
he's
be
like
honest.
double crossing. He's
No.
just going to be like nasty and think he's amazing. I don't know.
I'm
Just
loving
not a fan.
Derek, I must say, because he reminds me of the kind of like the geeky type of character who's kind of like everything's a bit overwhelming and confusing. I think if he got together with Tom, they would make they would make a collision course waiting
combust.
for fun and frolics. And Wes, let's be honest, easy on the eye. Wouldn't say no.
Yeah, lovely. What's he from? I can't remember.
He's
Challenge.
from The Challenge.
Yeah.
The series that we all say, we sometimes see and we're like, should we give it a go? And then we're like, no.
No. There's too many. They can't get into. There's no.
It's too much
There's
now.
no stepping point to any of these shows because they're all on series 40 or 60 or
It's like taking your first step into a JRPG. Where do you start?
open world. Open world traitors megaverse here is just too much.
I am waiting for a Traitors World. I am waiting for that to be announced. So there'll be people from the UK version,
Traitors
American
All-Stars
version,
versus the world or whatever.
something like that. But I am waiting for that to happen because there's
And it should be filmed in the Scotland Council because that's
course
like,
it should.
that's like the main hub.
of course, well, or New Zealand.
No, that's up for sale. Remember?
Paul Henry has to be in there somewhere. Because also then they have to bring in the presenters, even if they're just cameos. But the main presenters, and I say this with a plural on purpose, it should be Alan Cumming and Claudia Winkleman.
Claudia, because they're friends. Anyway,
And they could be
and
like
they share a dressing room.
they could be like cousins in
They
the
leave,
world
they leave
of
notes for each other, don't they? In their dressing room.
They
When
do.
one series ends, one begins.
They do. Claudia Winkleman was doing an interview. This has got nothing to do with the American version, so I'm not going to say it. If you'd like to hear that story, then please get in touch with us and I shall finish it.
You may have said it on the UK version.
I
podcast.
haven't because I only saw it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but
I mean, of course, no, yes, because we don't.
we've
film
yet
this in
seen.
consecutive.
There's continuity errors, right?
Oh, I see. Yes, because the one in the future. Oh, I could talk about the one in the
Yeah,
future.
so-
Go back to our UK version. And I will on purpose now talk about it on one of the versions. I will somehow shoehorn it into the
Yeah,
series.
we've got a Faithful to the Traitors mega metaverse now. You have
Wait-
to know everything.
Wait for that.
So there you go. So then we have 3 people to give shields to. We have our first banishment, our first round table to get through.
Yes.
Lots of names going all over the place. Tom has put a cardigan on to hide his sweat patches.
Poor Tom.
He's done his hair a bit neater, and yeah, we've got a very busy round table.
He's had a shower. He's ready.
Oh yeah,
It
Had
was a busy
coffee,
round table.
Showered in coffee, possibly.
Just caffeine, Red Bull.
And it's interesting, the round table, because there's so many people, but no one wanted to talk.
No, not one of them wanted to start until
No
Bob
one
the Drag
wanted
Queen.
to get banished. No one wanted to get murdered.
Well,
No one wanted to suggest any names. It was
Funnily
really
enough, Bob the Drag Queen said who's going to start, and then I think it was Robin said, well, you've started. So then Bob the Drag Queen did go into one. So he mentioned, and he said it was random, he mentioned well it worked out, he mentioned Wells saying that his behaviour has become strange and he's had a shift in demeanour since they
yeah, we all know what you're saying.
Oh, anyway, he's since the since they had the round table in the last episode where they chose the traitors. Robin was confused also by that. They were having a discussion. It was between Robin and Wells, and Robin said it was a very smart choice by the traitors. And Wells said, to kill off Dorinda. And Wells was adamant that it wasn't a smart choice. And she was like, well, you're saying that on purpose just to deflect yourself from being a traitor.
And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm saying it because I think you're a traitor because a housewife would kill a housewife. So, you know, it's the Caroline and Danielle argument in the turret, but between two faithfuls, basically.
Yes, but to be fair, I think Robin came out on top with that one because she replied with, okay, and then just shrugged her shoulders to it as if to say, like, you think that, you're wrong. And I think the rest of the group kind of noticed that. Well, having said that, Robin did get the second most votes.
Yeah.
Bob, the biggest loser,
Yes.
he was the one who defended Wells. He said he's not noticed any change in Wells whatsoever. And he said
that's when Bob the drag queen said it, wasn't he? So yeah, he spoke against Bob the drag queen.
Yeah, because he said he made friends with Wells from the very first moment they entered the castle, and he didn't, from then to the moment they were having the round table, that this episode, didn't notice any change in his demeanor in at all. So, which kind of knocked Bob the drag queen down a little bit. So then that kind of then started a big argument around the round table, which then Bob the drag queen then interrupted and said, like, you know, people aren't being honest around this round table. We'll see what people really think when you turn over those boards and show us your names. And
there was a shuffle of yeah, and then it just opened up basically.
And then that opened people up again because people, I think, were starting to realise that by being quiet, it wasn't really working to their benefit, and the loud ones were really pretty much taking over the.
And if you're a bit loud on first round table, you won't get murdered. Yeah.
No.
So.
Nope.
Well, unless you're Wells, and then you get banished.
But Wells didn't really say anything. Wells didn't really, to be honest with you, I think if Wells hadn't been pointed at by Bob the drag queen, I don't think he would have said a word around that round table on tonight's episode, and he would have been safe. And he wouldn't have had to do that loud mocking clap at the beginning. Like, well done.
He said, this will be my last word to you, and then like said
a whole sentence
like,
of words,
well,
yeah.
And then said more afterwards, and then clapped again, and then said more again.
Yes.
It's like, well, that wasn't quite
a few words there, Wells, isn't it? Define
Wells.
words.
Poor Wells.
Or word. Tom was pointing his finger. Crazy Tom. Tom was there. Crazy
Tom,
frog.
yeah. Love him.
Tom,
Face card approved. Yep.
Tom said that Chriselle and Jeremy looked very suspicious because, as we saw in the last episode, he ripped off his blindfold and was like
everyone
looking around, and he said that they both looked very suspicious. Yeah.
Where am I? Someone tapped me on the shoulder. Huh?
He popped an LSD and he was like, oh my god, everyone's faces.
Oh yeah, there's that rivalry with Chriselle in there because of Ariana Grande.
Well, this is where I was coming to, because Chriselle said that Tom makes her feel very uncomfortable, and that they have the history outside the house. And Tom,
Ariana, her friend.
Ariana, we don't know who Ariana is.
Ariana Grande.
Is it actually?
No, but until we're proven otherwise.
Until we're proven wrong, Ariana
in
Grande.
my head, Chriselle is friends with Ariana Grande.
Fair enough.
And Wells was in a relationship.
From Sam and Cat and Wicked fame. And she also pointed to Tom by saying that he's creating chaos deliberately within the house, which again is fair.
Yeah, but that's just Tom.
That's our Tom.
I think that's just him.
He's a little bit cray-cray.
Bless him.
I don't know what to do with himself. Crazy old Tom.
So there's all these things going on. But yeah, it was Wells who did sadly go. So we have to do another one.
Well, hang on, because there was a couple more finger points.
Was there?
Yeah, it was.
Who?
As I mentioned earlier, Ivor got singled out.
Oh yeah, because he's British.
Because he's British. Happens. There was a great line, to be fair, from Bob saying
Which Bob?
This is Drag Queen Bob.
Right.
Thank you for asking. And he said that if anyone can keep a secret, it's a royal. I thought that was delightful and entirely true, as we all know. All right, Andrew, how are you today?
And the rest.
Well, yeah, but Andrew's the biggest culprit.
That we know of. They're good at keeping secrets.
We're going to get... If there's no more podcasts after this one, you know why. The Secret Service have been onto us. And Robin and Dolores both thought that Robin and Dolores were pointed at by Danielle with the whole theory of there being a
Must
housewife.
be a housewife, one of you two. I don't
within
think
the
it's you,
Traitors.
Dolores. I think it's actually Robin. She's
Yes,
kind of what she said, yeah.
and another one that she jumped on was that Robin was very quick to jump off the boat in the first challenge, which could be because she knew she was safe, so she didn't need the shield. Right, there you go.
I am happy because I did say last episode I need either Tom or Wells to die or Dylan because they look the same to me. So he's gone, so I can now tell Dylan and Tom and Sam apart. Do you want to talk about Sam, how he's looking more and more like the man from Greece every episode?
Yes, he really, really is.
He's done his hair purposely for it this episode and his tight black top.
Danny Zuko-esque flipping style.
Is he trying to like reform his image since the Britney Spears green screen allegations?
Maybe, or maybe he's just trying to get a role on the
stage
stage for Greece. You never know, he might be doing that. But yeah, he's got the curl coming down.
It's like purposeful though.
Very purposeful.
Where Tom's isn't. Tom's is naturally his
Tom's
hair.
nutty.
Yeah, his hair's naturally like that.
Tom's just constantly
Sam-
going like that and pushing his hand in his hair, so it's causing the height.
Sam's curl on his hair is purposeful, so don't like it, Sam.
I don't know. Sam's
Do
a good
better.
look. Sam's a good-looking fella. There's no question about that. But it's just the fact
But it's
that
his cosplay of Greece, which is weird.
yeah. And every time I see him on screen, I just want to shout out "ooh ooh ooh, honey," and I just every time.
Is that what you say to him, is it? To get him up to the hotel room?
At the climax, I do. Ooh ooh ooh, honey. Maybe Brittany did. Yeah. Sorry,
Leave Brittany alone.
I know, I love Brittany, but who do you think is going to come in and be Sandy, like sewn into her like leather trousers, and they start like dancing at the fun fair together?
Kate will be back.
Of course, it'll be Kate.
Kate will be in leather trousers.
If Kate comes in wearing a pink jacket,
With a fucking glass of wine. My Bravo contract.
You better shape up.
They can't find a show for me 3 years running.
because I need a man. And my heart is set on Sam.
He's very quiet, so he doesn't really say much, does he? He just sits there looking.
He did say something. He was very
Did he?
broody. Yeah, I can't remember what though. It was
Too lost in his curls.
No, it was during the conversation between Robin and Wells, and he was on Robin's side. So he agreed.
All right. Every time you say someone's name, I have to really quickly scan all these people. Right, Robin, because there's Rob, Bob, Rob, and Robin. And it's just,
I know. Don't get me started. Rob,
Right,
Bob, Robin.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds like a song. Rock and Robin. Rob, Bob, Robin.
So Wells.
What's your name and where do you come from?
I just said Wells.
Wells. All right.
40.
Ooh, is he?
He is.
God, he looks good for 40. He's only a year younger than me.
Well, he was on The Bachelorette, so that's probably why.
Wells, if you want to get in
Series
touch
12.
and let me know your beauty regime, I'd very much like to know. Thank you very much.
So you want Wells skincare, you want Tom's hair care routine,
I just want
Sam's
Tom
body.
to dance in front of me.
you want Sam's body routine. It's all adding up, isn't it? The perfect man.
I mean, I would happily help Wes with his body routine. I'm not going to lie about that
Wes.
one.
Yes.
Wink.
Well, we're here to talk about Wells here.
Okay.
Wells, 40, appeared on season 12, America, of The Bachelorette, competing for the heart of JoJo.
Sorry. Carry on.
He was ultimately eliminated in week 6.
Oh dear.
Poor Wells.
Do you reckon his heart was broken by Jojo? Jojo Siwa.
No. He was later
She brought in
invited...
gay pop. Did you know that?
She invented it.
She invented
before
it, yeah.
Madonna, somehow. He was later invited to compete on the 3rd season of Bachelor in Paradise, where he coupled up with Ashley before they then split in week 6.
Oh, so is that like a spin-off of Love Island, do you think? Is that the Bachelor's version of Love Island? So they couple them up and then you have to choose. Yeah.
God knows. In 2017, Adam began dating Modern Family star Sarah Hyland, and then they got married in 2022.
Hayley from Modern
Hayley
Family.
from Modern Family, yeah.
Who, as we discovered before we started the show, hosts the American version of Love Island.
Which had thingy from the Traitors UK Series 1 in it. Aaron.
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
Aaron with the bum. Him.
No. Fergalicious. He was in the US version of Love Island.
Yeah, but
Series
so was Aaron from the UK Traitors. He was in the US Love
he was
Island too.
Yeah, but Fergie was better. I love Fergie.
Fergalicious.
He broke
He was
my
sweet,
heart,
yeah.
Fergalicious. And do you know who else was in Love Island?
Oh yeah, of course.
Ekin Boo Hoo Hoo.
You're not meant to mention that though. She's moved on from that.
She's moved on from Love Island, but she is doing another series of Love Island.
Ekin
But she
Sue.
has moved on.
doing
Love Island.
I saw a clip of her on Love Island All Stars. She was talking to Curtis from Hollyoaks. You know, the dancer who was in Hollyoaks?
Right.
Curtis Pritchard? is his name? I don't know.
Moaning as usual.
Yeah, how's Trish? They were talking about that.
What, that scene?
He said, "Oh, I did an actor. I was doing acting actually because she was on a soap, wasn't she? She was like,
Ekin
tell me
Boo-hoo-hoo?
Yeah, she was on like a Turkish soap.
Was she really?
Do you not remember? She said she got shot and fell into the sea.
Oh, I thought that was just in real life. I was hoping.
That was on the Traitors.
Oh, that was on the Traitors.
Anyway,
yeah.
so I saw a clip of them on the Love Island
Oh.
on TikTok. So
Look up. That's a lot of Americans might not know this scene. Look up Hollyoaks. What would it be under? Like
Curtis Pritchard Hollyoaks.
Curtis Pritchard.
Him and his
Hollyoaks.
brother.
Him and his
were
brother did a
acting.
scene, and it was on a roundabout in a playground, and it's a masterclass.
I mean, Hollyoaks is a very low budget soap, which has bad actors anyway.
Yes.
But this was like another level.
This was another level low budget.
And Ekin Su went, "Oh, it sounds really good." It's like, you're so fake. Anyway, it's enough about Ekin Su.
So at the round
Boo-hoo-hoo.
table, there were, obviously we know Wells got eliminated. He had the most votes, which were 5. Ivor had 4 after the accusation of having been a traitor for murdering
And royal.
and being royal and keeping secrets. Dorinda. Robin had 4, also accusation that she's a traitor because she's a housewife. Jeremy had 2. Tom had 1, Tony had 1, Dolores had 1, and Ian, our queen, our mother, 1. So
Just one though.
a lot of votes going
Look
everywhere.
at your mother. Surviving.
Absolutely.
So she's there. Hopefully she's not killed. So yeah, rather the turret though, because they don't know who got given shields.
No.
But one of the traitors was told by Derek who he gave his shield to.
Yes.
And then obviously Rob
Who's also a traitor.
is a traitor, has given a shield to
Tony.
Tony. And I think, who did Derek do?
Derek gave his to Dylan
Yeah, and then Wes.
because he wanted to make Dylan an ally because I said about the Survivor thing.
It's the Zac Efron eyes, you see.
Yep. Wes gave his to Jeremy
Yeah.
because
So that's the one
he
they
wants to
don't
be
know.
part of the Survivor group.
I don't know if maybe Wes told Rob who he gave his to. I'm not sure. Depends
Probably
how much
did.
info Rob wants
Probably
to
did.
let out.
Yeah, but well, I'm sure Rob will tell. I mean, if Rob's
I don't
going
know,
to play
you
a game
can't
against
trust
his
him.
fellow traitors as well, which
Yeah,
he
of
is,
course
isn't
he
he?
is.
Of course he bloody
Of
is.
course he is.
This is what I mean. It's like already Rob's turning it into a game against the whole group.
This is hypothetical because we've only seen 10 seconds, but
But this is
still.
how we feel. Oh yeah, this is just our opinion. That seems to be
We
the
know
gold
Peacock.
standard of being able to get out of anything. That's our
Just
opinion.
asking questions.
Yeah, just asking questions, Ben. But yes, so as from I think from the reaction that Carolyn, Danielle, and Bob the Drag Queen gave, I don't think they're very happy that they've got a 4th member, which is Rob, and Rob's bloody maniacal laugh
Yeah, well,
as it cut to black.
he's
It's like,
done
oh,
10
piss off.
series of Survivor. He knows what to do.
Well, he's a mentor.
Well, yeah, exactly.
He could be a mentor to the
Well,
traitors.
the end credits coming up now, so just do I know what to do. Don't have to tell me.
and
I know what
action.
to do. Yeah, so he's going to go after Danielle and Bob first. I'm assuming he's going to leave Caroline because he's going to think she's nothing to worry about.
Manipulative, yeah.
But you know, watch out for Caroline because she knows it better than we think.
They haven't given their views on who they're going to murder, but just quick shot, instant moment. Who do you think is going to get murdered?
Or a housewife. Are they
I think it's going to be a
continue?
housewife as well. Yep, I agree. And I think it's going to be
It's going to be our favourite out of it. It is
Either.
going to be a housewife, yeah.
I
Because the
think
other
so
two
too.
have got suspicion on them. Unless
Exactly.
it's Dolores. If not, I don't know who else it could be. Sam? Someone boring like Sam or Nikki or Ciara who haven't really done anything.
no
They're
housewife.
like easy ones.
Ivor, our queen. Because they would have done that clip as well of her saying, I survived, and then for her to then die in the next
I
episode.
was literally peeing my pants.
Exactly.
Well, I hope not. Even though she's a housewife, so I do also stand for it. But she's my favourite housewife.
I mean, this is the first series. Well, I mean, we always have a favourite housewife, but like not one who's not a traitor, and that's a shame. So,
Okay, then. So we'll
as you
find
know-
out very soon.
absolutely. As you know, you can get in touch with us, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, Faithful to the Traitors Podcast. Don't forget to comment underneath the video, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. You can also subscribe on your favourite podcast app. Don't forget that you then don't miss any future episodes of The Traitors, of all the different versions, UK, America, blah, blah, blah. You can find us on X, @Traitors Podcast, Instagram, @Faithful to the Traitors. If you like the podcast, don't forget to share us with your friends, or you can help us monetarily by going to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. Thank you very much, and good evening.
There you go. So we'll see you right after this one for episode 3 of The Binge. Stay faithful.